Lawmakers on Capitol Hill grilled Secretary of State Marco Rubio on Capitol Hill Tuesday. He was questioned over the Trump administration's immigration crackdown, President Trump's relationship with Russian President Vladimir Putin, and the decision to prioritize bringing white South Africans to the U.S. over refugees from other countries. In his opening remarks, Secretary Rubio discussed the changes he's making at the State Department.
But the State Department had to change. I'm telling you, it was no longer at the center of American foreign policy. Well, you're not going to like all the changes, but I want you to know what the intent of the changes are. It is not to dismantle American foreign policy, and it is not to withdraw us from the world. Because I just hit 18 countries in 18 weeks. That doesn't sound like much of a withdrawal.
For more, let's bring in CBS News congressional reporter Taurean Small. Taurean, Secretary Rubio defended President Trump's foreign policy when discussing his proposed changes and cuts to the State Department and foreign assistance programs like USAID. What did he say?
Yeah, so Secretary Rubio defended, like you said, a lot of these deep cuts to foreign aid across the board. He said, citing some claims that President Trump previously made without showing his evidence, that the United States was funding millions of dollars to circumcision for people in Africa, for example. He defended that and the reason why he's presenting a much smaller budget, because he says that's just a history of waste, fraud, and abuse that the president is trying to weed out.
Rubio was also asked about the deportations of some Venezuelan migrants under the Alien Enemies Act. He said, quote, "The judicial branch cannot tell me or the president how to conduct foreign policy." What was the response?
Yeah, that evoked quite a bit of a fiery response from senators, especially Van Hollen from Maryland. He said that he regretted voting for him. And I should remind our viewers that Rubio was confirmed to his post by 99-0, unanimous support from senators. All Democrats supported his movement there. And Marco Rubio's response to that essentially was that if you're not satisfied with the way I'm doing my job, it means that I am doing my job. We saw from that a very heated back and forth between the two. Rubio then accused him of caring more about Abrigo Garcia, for example, and the optics of doing that more so than the mission that the president has for, which he's calling America First.
Rubio also had a fiery exchange with Democratic Senator Tim Kaine of Virginia. Let's listen.
So why prioritize Afrikaner farmers?
Well, because it's a small subset, it's a new issue, and the president identified it as a problem and wanted to use it as an example. But that's different from having these refugee programs that were basically spending money to put people up in communities and accommodate them, and it was acting as a magnet. Millions of people in the country illegally, and today the border is sealed.
Remind us what got us to this point and why this was raised.
Yeah, so the president not too long ago announced that he would be accepting some South African farmers who happen to be ethnically white because of what he called a genocide happening there. The South African government pushed back on that, saying not only is that not true, but it's also proving to be prejudicial to how the president is going about this. This is what Democrats have also been echoing, saying that it's clear that the president's administration is showing preferential treatment when it comes to white minorities in foreign countries compared to how he's looking to revoke and remove protected status of other migrant groups here in the United States, like Venezuelans, like Haitians, for example. We saw as part of that exchange, but also we heard quite a bit throughout this hearing that the Democrats believe that the Trump administration has not adequately made the case for the necessity behind this. And then also we know that the president is planning to meet with the president of South Africa tomorrow. The president of the country also said that, listen, he did not agree with him, but this would be the first time the two will be able to meet face to face since this program has started.
Taurean Small, thank you.